Yo, what's going on, YouTube? And welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and we are taking a look at the Minnesota Wild's 2020 ninth overall selection, Marco Rossi. How is he doing in training camp? We're going to be taking a look at that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, more videos like this, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe down below if you have not already. And let's take a look at Marco Rossi. So not some great news to start off 2021 for the 2020 first overall selection by the Minnesota Wild. Marco Rossi is out indefinitely for the Minnesota Wild with an upper body injury. Wild head coach Dean Evason said Sunday he doesn't know how long the 19-year-old forward will be sidelined. They tell me he's unavailable. He's unavailable for me. Marco Rossi was the ninth selection in the 2020 NHL draft by the Minnesota Wild, and he participated in 4 games for the World Junior Championship over in Red Deer, Alberta, in the 2021 IIHF World Junior Championship. In the last game he was at, which was the New Year's Eve night, where they lost 7-0 to the Czech Republic. In those 4 games, Marco Rossi put up zero points in those 4 games. Not a great look there for Marco Rossi. And unfortunately, things have not worked out so well for him so far. Marco Rossi, who signed a 3-year entry-level deal with the Wild back in October, scored 120 points in 56 games with the Ottawa 67s of the OHL last season. He led the OHL in points with those 120 points. He is the 5th Austrian-born player selected in the first round of the NHL draft, behind Thomas Vanek back in 2003, Michael Grabner in 2006, Andrei Burakovsky in 2013, and Marco Dano in 2013 as well. After being drafted, Rossi said he was 100% ready to be a center. And according to Bill Guerin, he said it's kind of a delicate balancing act with a young player like that. You want him to make the team. You want him to have success right away, and sometimes you kind of let temptation get the better of you, and you put him on the team. And it's not always the best thing, so we want to make sure we do the right thing for him at the right time. That's a great move by Bill Guerin, understanding that you don't want to put a kid into a bad situation when there's no need to. You look at the Minnesota Wild. Now I got to pull this up. Apologize for that. I should have had this ready. But looking at the Minnesota Wild and their line combinations, do they need to insert Marco Rossi this season? No. Not even looking at the roster, you don't need to insert him. He is going to be projected your future number 1 center, hopefully. And yeah, there's an argument to be made he could jump in. The reason is Nick Bjugstad is your number 1 center. Now, the Minnesota native gets to come back home. He's going to play probably on the top line with Zach Parise and newly brought in Russian forward Kirill Kaprizov. But you got Nick Bjugstad, Nick Bonino, Joel Eriksson Ek, and Victor Rask as your 4 centers listed right now for the Wild. Now, I do believe Marcus Johansson can play center, Marcus Foligno, as well as Nico Sturm can all play center. But again, that's the pairings they've got. So Marco Rossi would fit nicely into that top 6. Potentially bring down Nick Bonino and Joel Eriksson Ek, but that isn't the scenario. And the more I look at this roster, yikes. But it's going to be interesting to see. Again, they rely a lot on their defense. They have a really solid blue line. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Wild do here with Rossi. Again, he's a great Austrian player. There's a lot of hype around this young kid. And, a lot of you were saying he should have gone in the top 5. I was crazy for not having him in the top 5 for the draft. But just because he puts up a lot of points, again, there's always that factor, and I hate it because I'm a smaller guy too. At 5'10", he is going to be overlooked. 5'10", 170 pounds over some of these guys that are 6'3", 220. Unfortunately, that is still a factor. And when you're looking at the margin between these guys, it is so slim in terms of talent. They're all super talented. That's one of the key factors that they look at that separates you from the next guy. And unfortunately for Marco Rossi, he hasn't had a great World Juniors. He's been having some issues where supposedly he was missing games during the World Juniors because of potentially some issues with testing. So that's just something to keep in mind. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would it even make sense, though, for Marco Rossi to go back to the OHL? See, that's the thing. He led the OHL in points last season, so what else does he have to gain from the OHL? The Minnesota Wild need a center, so where's the line here? Because Marco Rossi kind of knows, listen, I kind of got it in the bag. I killed it in the OHL last season. No way they send me back. They could do that. Would that happen? Because he cannot play in Iowa with the Iowa Wild. I actually believe the Iowa Wild are not playing in the AHL this season. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So, guys, let me know your thoughts. Do you think Marco Rossi will stay with the Wild this season? Or do you think, despite having 120 points, despite leading the OHL in points last year, they send him back to the OHL? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe down below. Make sure to check out our Patreon for a weekly podcast every Thursday night. Take a look at the latest news around the NHL, as well as answer your guys' questions from the YouTube comment section down below. If you want to have your question heard on next week's podcast, leave some comments down below. Also, make sure to check out our Power Rankings series, where we're going to be having a Power Rankings every Friday night at 6 p.m. So podcast is Thursday night at 6 p.m. and the Power Rankings is Friday night at 6 p.m. We actually have a Power Rankings already up on the channel, so if you're interested in hearing our first Power Rankings for the 2021 NHL season, make sure to check that out. But moving forward, it will be every Friday night at 6 p.m. And make sure to check out our Instagram and Twitter handles at goalline_hockey. The links to all of that will be down in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's go Wild.